Hey guys, I'm back again with another opinion video. Sorry about the lighting again, but last night I tried to record this and it was just swarmed by dogs, and I'm actually right in the middle of getting ready to take my niece airsofting. But anyway, this video is going to be about rate of fire in both paintball and airsoft. Um, to me, this is a touchy thing because back when I started playing paintball, it was 15 rounds per second, like PSP ramp, which I'll get into ramping when I want to do a dedicated paintball video on that, because ramping is a whole thing in itself. And yeah, and now I'm seeing that a lot of people are doing the yay fast shooting airsoft full auto type of stuff. Um, to me, with rate of fire, the faster you go typically doesn't mean it's better in terms of, like, if you're trying to suppress somebody, if you're trying to conserve ammo, of course, and a lot like wear and tear on your equipment and other players, like possible experiences. Um, which basically it comes down to, you don't need anywhere close to 15 balls per second to properly suppress somebody. In paintball, that's obvious because of the latest rules, and back players aren't going, oh man, I can't shoot lanes and blah blah blah. Typically keeping a decent, like a decent fire on somebody is going to keep them where you want them. They're not going to try to move where you don't want them to move. There's other stuff that goes into suppressing more than that, but that could be a whole nother video. Also, sorry about that. One of my friends just text messaged me about her husband. Where's that? My mom? Oh no, that's her. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes into suppressing more than just high rate of fire. With a higher rate of fire, you're not going to be able to suppress as long because, of course, if you're shooting 30, rounds per second versus 10 rounds per second, you're going to go through, 3 times as fast, and you're not going to be able to maintain that as much as you want. Of course, if you're just doing it for a short interval and hoping that, hey, look, it's going to go away, of course, but still you're wasting a lot more ammo than what you would be using. It's just, yeah, it's kind of pointless. Of course, speed is cool and you can see laser beams, but it's not necessary. Shoot, I've kept people suppressed with 5 rounds per second, and that's slow. But yeah, it's the slower rate of fire, if you know what you're doing, will be better overall, in my opinion, than a high rate of fire just hoping that it will make somebody turn away. Because a smart person will know, even no matter what the rate of fire is, somebody's shooting in my direction. As far as wear and tear, of course you're shooting more stuff through. In paintball guns, your bolt, it's having to cycle more. Your QEV or whatever it's using to regulate air is having to cycle more. Everything has to basically be putting more stress on your gun for that to be able to be achieved. And back in the day, you would see the stuff where people would tinker in such a way where guns would just eat out their insides because of it. Because they're trying to get this perfect blend of speed. And, like, it's kind of weird seeing that, like, back in the day, there was that quest for speed in paintball where people were like, oh, I want to go 30, no 40 balls per second. And then basically the economy collapsed. And you start seeing the shift from, even with the rules in the manufacturers, shift from speed to, like, smoothness, so to say. Like, the old guns were super loud, but they could shoot super fast. Like, you compare an '07 Ego, maybe an '08, '09, to like the LV 1.6 or 1.5. There's a completely different thing in there. Because they're making it where stuff can cycle, be more smooth while cycling with the lower rate of fire. With air, and also the money that went into that, keeping a 15 ball per second. Oh, that was horrible. But with airsoft, BBs are cheaper, so it's not really that much of an impact on your wallet. Where I can go out and buy 5,000 BBs for $12 compared to a 2,000 case of paintballs for back in the day was 65, maybe 70, depending on where I went. And yeah, that was a lot of money. But with airsoft, it's completely different. With AEGs, since AEGs basically are just winding mechanism pulling back a spring. With a higher rate of fire, you're gonna put more wear and tear, obviously, on your mechanisms, and you're gonna break something eventually. A lot of the faster guns are even, like Umbrella and stuff like that. It's like we know something's gonna break. We just want to make sure the part that breaks is gonna be the part that's the cheapest, because as somebody described to me, it's their gun designed to blow up. Because they're doing so much stuff for that to achieve that rate of fire, it's designed to basically blow up over time. So with the lower rate of fire, you can keep your stuff around longer without having to maintenance as much, and typical wear and tear, of course. As for player experience, getting overshot sucks. I'll openly admit that. It's something you got to expect. I can do a whole video on that by itself, and I may do a whole another video on that in the future on is overshooting okay, when's the proper time to do overshooting, how much to overshoot, when not to be an asshole about overshooting, but overshooting really does suck, and typically with higher rates of fire, you overshoot more. It's not a question of, it's gonna happen, because everybody knows, and if you play paintball at a speedball level, like at any speedball type of play, you're not getting hit once. When one ball hits you, there's most likely 3 or 4 coming out after you. With the PSP rules being 15 balls per second, you didn't just get overshot by 1 or 2 balls. It was streams hitting you. And I saw a lot of people being turned off paintball by that. Because, I'm not going to deny it. Paintball does hurt a little bit. Same with airsoft. But there's a level where I myself can take it. In fact, I just wear a regular shirt and maybe some pants. Or what I've been doing is wearing some basketball shorts. Because I know what it feels like and I'm used to it. And I just man up and, as the phrase goes, and gonna take it. Sorry if you're offended by that term. It's just a term I always use. Basically, you just tough it out. Because it's not gonna kill you. But yeah, a lot of people, especially first timers, are afraid of getting shot. And yeah, if their first experience with going on the field and having, going, okay, I'm getting used to it, shouldn't be, look, I just got hit 20 times in a matter of a couple seconds. They're going to affiliate that level of pain with the game, so to speak, and I've seen that drive off so many people. And yeah, typically that's the thing that you don't want, because if you see a lot of places are going semi-auto, and that's especially with like indoor fields and stuff, with like certain like weapons, even in like milsim, where it's certain weapons going to that, like going to like full auto, because not everybody should be doing full auto. It's your experience with it. If you're constantly, every time you get hit, it's a bunch of stuff behind it, you're gonna typically not want to play anymore. And with growing the sport of both airsoft and paintball, you want as much new people to come around and want to stick around as possible. Um, with airsoft, it's a little bit easier because of price difference. With paintball, it's more of a luxury sport. So there's a lot of stuff I can talk about that with growing the sport, keeping the sport alive, in my opinion. One of the other things I forgot to bring up at the beginning that I'm going to bring up now is levels of fun. Well, I would actually say that adapting a slower play style that really doesn't go for, oh, shoot all the stuff, has actually been more fun for me and a better learning experience in general than high rate of fire pew pews. I know a lot of people, especially in stuff like paintball in general, they do mech guns because mechs typically can't go full auto. Well, actually, yeah, they can't go full auto. That's the definition of a mech. You know, harder trigger pull typically, and are not typically meant for sustained high rate of fire. And it slowing down to that level teaches you a lot of fundamentals, such as how to play your bunker, how to play your cover, you know, aiming your shots, not mass volume aiming, and you know, proper teamwork and communication. Because I haven't gone to pump levels, but I've seen a lot of players that went to pump and said, yeah, it's a completely different thing. It's slower, but it's so much more fun. And then it takes a lot off your wallet. But yeah, that's just my opinion. You can take it or leave it. I know this has been a rant, but I don't script these things right now. Maybe in the future I will. But yeah, I just think that what I'm trying to do with this channel is just doing my honest opinion on stuff. It may be a stupid opinion, but it's an opinion. You can take it or leave it. If you hate it, if you like it, good for you. I'm just trying to say, like, hey, I got a little bit of experience and just saying my take on a thing I'm passionate about. I'm hoping to do some more videos like this, where I'm just sitting down and just saying some of my opinions, like getting into paintball, getting into airsoft. You know, I could do one on ramping, one about growing the sport and what, you know, and what needs to be done. Stupid stuff like, oh, look, brand wars. Like, if you ever play paintball, you know some people love one brand over another. Defense versus it, you know, that's the worst cop ever. Such as, if anybody knows, the classic Dive versus Planet Eclipse. That will always be a war. It's been a little bit better nowadays because I think it's not as much of a in-your-face thing, but it was huge back in the day when I was majorly into paintball. And also right now I'm going through the process of basically getting my 11-year-old niece into the sport. I let her try paintball. I let her try airsoft. In Texas, it gets super hot during the summer. So right now it's becoming a perfect temperature-wise to do outdoor paintball with her. So she's not like associating it with excruciating heat. But it just seems like she likes airsoft a little bit more. So I'm trying to get her to do both. But if she picks airsoft, I'll let her do airsoft more than paintball. But it just depends. The paintball field's a little bit closer, but they do offer airsoft at that field too. But yeah, that may be an experience I can try to do too, where it's like getting a young player into the sport. But yeah, there's a lot of other things. Plus also a couple more things I want to review. My AKs finally came back in. I got to pick it up today when I go play. My shotgun review, my pistol review, which I'm doing both today as a dual run where I'm playing shotgun / pistol. That's going to be an interesting thing to do. And yeah, I still got my paintball gun, and I can do different features of a paintball gun, and you know what your preference is, and buying your first paintball gun, and possibly buying your first airsoft gun, because there's a lot of questions people have in it, and if you don't know anything about the sport or anything about stuff, you know, you may like not know what you're doing, pick the wrong one for you. Is it you're buying a really crappy one, or you're buying a one that is super expensive that you don't need all this stuff on? Such as a new player, hopefully not going out and buying like a CS2 Pro or an M3 Plus, you know, because those guns, while extremely good, a new player wouldn't possibly be able to take full advantage of those, and a cheaper gun would be way better to be able to build skills off of. And I'm going into rant on that, so I'm just going to stop it. Well, that's been today's video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you like it. Give me suggestions you want. Also, on top of that, I'm not sure what's going up in my videos for my gun reviews. The first one came out perfectly. Did a phone update happen? Because yes, I'm filming off my phone. And also it made it to where it is right now, and I can't figure it out. I've tried multiple different ways of filming, going through settings. I just gotta find the magical setting that makes it not look like what it is right now. But anyway, I'm just gonna stop ranting and let you go. Have a nice one, guys. Peace.